In order to improve the small gene of the feline clan, the little kitten secretly used a love potion flower to knock out the big tiger. And to satisfy her own little kink, she also stuffed the other's body full of cat teasers. After successfully conceiving the big tiger's cubs, the little kitten pulled up her pants and ran away with the ball pregnancy. Who would have thought that as soon as she left, the big tiger woke up, subconsciously reaching out a paw to grab the soft and delicate one from his dreams was nowhere to be found. In pain, he flipped up and roared, "Damn female! Who exactly is she? If I find her, I will definitely bite her neck off in one bite." Zixi, who had already escaped to the foot of the mountain, heard a tiger's roar coming from the forest. She just felt a chill on her neck and ran even faster. Only after returning to the cave did Zixi finally let out a sigh of relief. Dejectedly, she sorted through the memories in her mind that didn't belong to her. It turned out she had just tripped and fallen while going to the bathroom, and ended up transmigrating to the Beast World continent, into the body of a feline female with low fertility. And that white tiger from earlier was the powerful outsider Beastman Zeus from outside the feline tribe. He was also the object of admiration for all the young females of the feline tribe. But no one was as bold as the original host, who actually took advantage of Zeus's injury to use the love potion flower on him, originally intending to force the issue. She didn't expect that Zixi would transmigrate over, given Zeus's ruthless methods. If he were to find out that the one who drugged and set him up was the original host, her little life might be in danger. At that very moment, a voice rang out in my mind. Ding! Congratulations on your successful pregnancy. The childbirth system, Peanut, is at your service. After successfully giving birth, the host will receive generous rewards from the system. Zixi was stunned. What? Has the essential transmigration system arrived? But what the hell is a childbirth system? She quickly asked into the air. System, since you brought me here, can you send me back? Right? And also, does childbirth mean I have to have lots of children? Yes, host. Returning requires many points. Only by forming a partnership with a powerful beastman and giving birth to talented offspring can the host earn points. Hearing this, Zixi was furious. I refuse. Damn system. This is forced coercion. I want to go back. Peanut sighed helplessly. But the host, you hit your head in the bathroom, died on the spot right then and there. But as long as the host can earn enough points, the ultimate gift pack can give you a chance to live again. Zixi immediately suppressed the raging anger in her chest and pushed it down. Good grief. So I'm supposed to thank them for giving me a chance to start over? Then wasn't I a female with low fertility? How am I supposed to have babies? Before Huaxing could answer, noise came from the cave entrance. The original host's rival, Huya, brought the clan leader and others to find her. Before Zixi could even gather her thoughts, a group of beastmen surrounded her. Each of them stood 2.8 meters tall, and the way they looked at her was especially fierce. Zixi let out a yawn and lazily eyed the massive show of force in front of her. Is this how you welcome me? As he spoke, he looked at the delicate and artificial woman behind the clan leader. If it weren't for her often relying on her superior fertility to bully the original host in secret, the male lead wouldn't have risked having relations with Zeus to seek protection. It seems she's here to cause trouble again. Hu Yang wiped her tears and said grievously, Zixi, why did you push me into the river? If Uncle Shan hadn't passed by, I wouldn't have made it back. With every word Huya spoke, the clan leader's expression darkened further. Guards, Zixi has repeatedly harmed the tribe's precious females. Send her to the female cave, and don't let her come out again. Zixi was already full of morning grumpiness. These people weren't letting her go back to sleep. And on top of that, they were splashing her with filthy water. If the tiger doesn't show its might, you think I'm a sick cat? Zixi jumped up and grabbed Huya by the collar. slapping her face several times on each side. I'll teach you to stop me from sleeping. I'll teach you to spew filth as soon as you open your mouth. You accuse me of pushing you? I'll hit you too. Huya was beaten and screamed shrilly. Only then did the other males react and hurried over to grab Zixi. The clan leader trembled with rage. Zixi, you're really asking for death. You dare hit Huya right in front of me? Do you even have me in your eyes? This clan leader? If you weren't female, I'd make you undergo the punishment of sun exposure right now. If I don't hit you, would you let me off? Zixi turned her head, looked at the clan leader, who was already so angry he was fuming, while simultaneously speaking to the system with her mind. Damn system, I'm about to be sent to the female cave. It's full of old, weak, sick, disabled, and low-talented males. I won't be able to complete the mission for you. Hurry up and think of a way to help me. Host, don't worry. Your body has been modified by the system and has already become a wholly female. Plus, you already have a cub. As long as you let this clan leader know about your superior fertility, you won't have to go to the female cave. Hearing the system say this, Zixi said she got pregnant within just a few hours. That's freaking amazing. But now she was also relieved. While being carried away by two males, she opened her mouth and shouted, I want to take a fertility test. The clan leader was full of impatience. What is there to test? The result will be the same. Take her to the female cave. Zixi struggled with all her might. If you don't let me take the test, I'll smash my head against the entrance of the female cave. The clan leader had never imagined that Zixi, who was usually too timid to even look him in the eye, would seem like a completely different person today. It made him extremely furious. But he had no choice but to compromise. Even if you are a low fertility female, you still have your uses. Sending you to the female cave not only can pacify those males who can't find mates, but can also stabilize the tribe's order. This is how he could maintain his position as clan leader. Helpless, the clan leader could only have all the adult females undergo the test in advance. While waiting for the test, Zixi suddenly felt an intensely palpable gaze. She quickly looked up and met that gaze directly. It was Zeus. Zeus was staring straight at her, suppressing his anger. His golden eyes were shrouded in a thick gloom. Zixi was startled. Oh no, could he be suspecting her? Peanut's voice sounded at just the right moment. Host, don't worry. That day, the system already erased your presence and traces. He won't find anything. Then there's nothing to be afraid of. Zixi immediately grinned, flashing Zeus a bright, guilt-free smile. Her unwavering gaze made Zeus frown tightly. It seemed he had dismissed his suspicions. With those sharp eyes, he scanned every female in the cave. Seeing this, Zixi felt relieved. It seemed he wasn't sure exactly which female had been with him last night. By now, it was Huya's turn to test her fertility. She stepped forward and respectfully held up that pitch-black stone. The stone, which had only emitted a faint glow in the hands of females with lower fertility, suddenly radiated a brilliant light. It transitioned from white light, then to orange light, and finally turned into a soft red glow. The clan leader, who had always been stern, finally showed joy. The beast god has blessed us. Our tribe has finally produced a female with superior fertility. The tribe chief was so moved that tears streamed down his aged face. He immediately declared Huya the most precious female of the tribe. She could choose a beast father from the tribe's bravest males. This stirred excitement among the males, who all rushed to compete to become Huya's first beast husband. Huya held her head high with pride, not even glancing at those males vying to showcase their charm, but instead fixed her gaze on Zeus, her eyes blazing with intense desire. Zeus, you see, I have superior fertility. I grant you the position of my first beast husband. I'll bear your first litter of cubs. How about it? Zixi watched with great interest, looking at Zeus with an expression of enjoying the drama and not minding if it escalated. But who knew Zeus would immediately refuse? I refuse. The smile on Hya's face instantly froze. Zeus, I'll make it hard for you to take me spot as the #1 beast husband. Isn't that enough? I won't stay here. And I don't want to be your beast husband either. After saying this, Zeus turned and left immediately. He couldn't figure out for the time being who the female was that was with him last night. Nor does he want to be Huya's beast husband. So he chose to leave. Zeus's rejection and departure made Huya feel extremely humiliated. She turned her head and glared at Zixi with jealous and hateful eyes. What I can't have, you definitely won't get either. Zixi smiled and acted as if she was talking nonsense. How could she not have gotten it? She had gotten it several times already. The experience was actually quite good. No wonder Huya thinks about it all the time. Huya couldn't save face, and in a fit of anger, chose several males who pursued her most aggressively. Then it was said to be your turn. Only then did everyone remember. There was still an inconspicuous Zixi who hadn't been tested. Without waiting for the tribe shaman's instruction, Zixi stepped forward, holding the female stone, waiting for the result. After 1 minute, Huya saw the completely unresponsive female stone, and only then did her mood recover a bit. Zixi has low fertility. No matter how beautiful she is, the males of the tribe wouldn't be interested, let alone a powerful male like Zeus. Just as Huya thought everything was settled, the female stone suddenly erupted with a strong light. Its color transitioned directly from white light to a scarlet glow. Then, with a cracking sound, the female stone shattered. What's going on? The tribal chief had widened his eyes upon seeing the female stone emit light. Now, seeing the female stone shatter, he couldn't help but move closer to the tribe shaman to press for answers. The tribe shaman also seemed greatly shocked. She looked up at Zixi in disbelief. Zixi had a smile on her face, as if she didn't care about the result at all. The tribe shaman averted her gaze and explained, there are generally 2 possibilities for the female stone to shatter. One is that it has been too long, and its energy is insufficient. Hearing this, Huya breathed a sigh of relief. She just said, how could this wretched woman possibly have fertility? But the tribe shaman continued. However, in such cases, the shattered female stone usually doesn't emit light, let alone release a red glow. This situation indicates another possibility, that is, the grade of the female stone is insufficient. Zixi is likely a saint female. She was a bit emotional. His gaze was fixed tightly on Zixi. As soon as these words were spoken, the cave fell silent instantly, but then erupted an even louder uproar than before. No one believed that Zixi could be the sacred female. After all, when she was born, she was tested and found to have low fertility. How could she suddenly become the sacred female? This was something unprecedented in the beast world continent. The tribal chief was first stunned, then revealed an expression of ecstatic joy. His voice trembled. Zixi was the legendary sacred female. A sacred female so rare that even super tribes could hardly have one. The chief was extremely excited, looking at Zixi as if she were a priceless treasure. With Zixi, the next generation of cubs in their tribe would surely experience a tremendous leap in talent. At that time, it might even have the potential to become a super tribe. Huya screamed. Straight up said it was impossible. She completely couldn't accept such a result. The tribe's shaman glanced at Huya. If everyone doesn't believe it, I will prepare another female stone in a few days to test again. No need, great shaman. How is my fertility? I can prove it right now. As she said this, Zixi smiled sweetly in Huya's direction. I'm pregnant. Huya's mouth hung open, unable to close. Her face was full of shock. The shaman walked over quickly. Let me see. Zixi wasn't nervous at all, even though she had just rolled in the grass with Zeus less than 3 hours ago. The system told her she was pregnant, so it probably wasn't a mistake. The shaman's hand gently pressed against her belly. After about 3 seconds, a surprised and happy expression appeared on the shaman's face. She nodded to the tribal chief. There is indeed a young one in Zixie's belly. This statement directly confirmed Zixie's excellent fertility. Other than the sacred female, even females with superior fertility don't get pregnant that easily. Seeing her goal was achieved, Zixie just wanted to go back and sleep like the dead. She couldn't be bothered to argue with them here. "Chief, I'm going back first." After saying this, before anyone could react, she had already left the shaman's cave. When she woke up, the sun was already high in the sky. Her shoulders and back, sore from being cut by the stone bed, made Zixie's morning grumpiness flare up again. Even cattle and sheep need to be fed before they can work, right? I'm not getting enough to eat or sleep well here. How am I supposed to have babies? No, I'm going on strike. Huashing quickly coaxed. "Host, your current difficulties are only temporary. Soon, you'll be able to live a good life. Don't feed me empty promises. I want it now. Hurry up and get me a new bed. And I'm hungry. I want lobster and salmon. And hot pot and barbecue." As she spoke, sadness welled up inside her. These things were clearly the most ordinary and common parts of her life. Yet now, they had become luxuries. "Host, you must stay calm. It's not that I don't want to agree. It's that the system has rules and procedures. I can't go against them. You are a cat, Beastman. Pregnancy and childbirth only take a month or 2. Just endure it. It'll be over soon." Seeing no hope, Zixie could only resign herself to fate. But the growling from her stomach was truly unbearable. She searched all over the room and only found a few strips of meat. She tried to take a bite. She almost broke her teeth. She felt like crying but had no tears. This life is really unbearable. As she cried, Zixie smelled a sour stench on herself. Taking a closer look, she almost threw up the dinner from her previous life. How long has it been since she last bathed? Zixie decided to go out to find water to wash up, and to look for something edible along the way. Following the original host's memories, Zixie arrived at the stream by the back hill of the tribe. The water was so clear you could see the bottom. Peering in, she could even see many fish and shrimp swimming inside. Just thinking about being able to eat sashimi made Zixie drool with anticipation. She simply found a secluded spot, took off her cumbersome clothes without hesitation, and slipped into the water. Since it was already autumn, the water was somewhat cold. Zixie couldn't help but shiver. After quickly cleaning herself, she began to catch fish in the water. Something she thought would be easy ended up taking a lot of effort, and she didn't manage to catch a single one. Unexpectedly, her foot slipped, and Zixie plunged into the water with a splash. "Who's there?" a male voice called out. Zixie opened her mouth to speak, but swallowed a mouthful of water instead. Struggling to get up, she fell back again in her panic. Then, a strong arm lifted her out of the water. What met her eyes was half of a fearsome face, ruined by scars running from the corner of the eye to the mouth, making it look extremely terrifying. The other half was exceptionally handsome, creating a stark contrast between the two sides. Zixie couldn't help but think inwardly what a pity it was. After rescuing her, he quickly averted his gaze, a blush spreading from his cheeks to the tips of his ears. Only then did Zixie realize she was still naked. She quickly crouched down. "I'm fine." The man gave a soft with his back turned to Zixie. He took a few steps back onto the shore. The rainy season is about to begin. Females cannot enter the water casually. Catching a chill could be very dangerous. After speaking, he left without looking back. Zixie shivered from the cold. She quickly wiped the water off her body with her hands, hurriedly put on her clothes. When she looked up again, The male had already gone far away. From the original host's memories, she already knew who he was. His name is Xinya. He was originally the strongest warrior of the cat tribe. But during a hunt 5 years ago, he encountered a ferocious beast he couldn't match. After being injured, not only was his face ruined, but he also lost his talent. Gradually, he went from being a powerful male adored and surrounded by females, to being completely ignored. At this moment, the system's voice sounded in her mind. Host, that beastman's talent is quite good. If you have your next litter with him, you can receive a substantial reward. Zixi frowned. Although it's a pity such a beautiful face was ruined. A male without talent would find it hard to protect her in the beast world. Huaxing noticed her concern. Host, don't worry. With me here, as long as you give birth to this litter, you can use the reward to exchange for medicine and restore him to normal. Zixi's eyes sparkled. So overpowered. Is there anything you can't do? Huaxing said proudly. As long as the host has enough points, you can even travel freely between parallel worlds. Hearing this, Zixi became excited. If it really is that heaven-defying, then the current difficulties are only temporary. There's still hope for her lying flat life. Afterward, through her own relentless efforts, Zixi finally caught 2 big fish. But the tribe currently eats prey raw. There is no fire source. Helpless, she could only eat sashimi. Otherwise, grilled fish would be good too. Fortunately, the water quality in this era isn't polluted. Even the fish and shrimp are so fresh and sweet, they need no seasoning. She couldn't stop eating, it was so delicious. After eating and drinking her fill, Zixi prepared to take a stroll around the tribe. Halfway there, she was stopped by the tribe leader, changing from his usual attitude. All smiles and amiable. Zixi, you'll be an adult soon. I've arranged 2 males to take care of you. This way, you won't have to fear going hungry this winter. As he spoke, he turned to the 2 young males behind him and said, Fengshen and Fenju, Zixi will be your wife lord from now on. You must protect her safety well for me. Fengshen and Fenju looked at Zixi, their eyes flickering. Zixi inwardly sneered. The old guy's calculations are sure loud and clear, forcing his 2 sons onto her. Is he trying to make me their family's breeding machine? Although bound by the childbirth system, she is already a breeding machine, but she can at least choose which males to bear children for. She flatly refused the tribe leader's kindness. The tribe leader forcibly suppressed his anger. Zixi, you need to think carefully. The rainy season is coming soon. A fragile female like you without a male's protection will have a hard time surviving the bloodshed. Chief, don't worry. I've thought it through very clearly. And I only need 1 beast talisman, mate. I think Xinya is quite good. If he is willing, I want to form a partnership with him. Since the chief insists that she accept a male, then why not choose one she actually wants? The chief wanted to say more, but Zixi was already tired of arguing with him. If it really doesn't work out, it's fine. I can go to another tribe. The single statement forced the chief to compromise. It must be known that the offspring of a sacred female have a high chance of possessing greater talent than their father. Although his 2 sons are useless, if Zixi has many children, in a few decades, their tribe would certainly leap to become a medium-sized tribe. Finally, he made a decision. He planned to stabilize the situation first. Zixi had someone call Xinya over. His strikingly contrasting face showed a hint of confusion. I called you here tonight because the sacred female Zixi wants you to be her beast husband. Are you willing to become her beast husband? At this point, he deliberately paused. Sighing, he said, if you are unwilling, we won't force you. After all, you have contributed greatly to the tribe. The chief still held on to a last bit of hope. Since Xinya was once the tribe's #1 warrior, he is a proud ORC. The 7 lords are surrounded by powerful males. He definitely cannot accept it. If Xinya refuses, he can keep Fenju and Fengshen by Zixie's side. After having 2 more litters first. We'll figure out the rest later. Before Xinya could speak, Zixie walked over to him and whispered softly, "What if I say I have a way to restore you to your original state? Not just your face, but also your talent, on the condition that you become my beast husband. Are you willing?" Xinya's expression froze. Shudi turned to look at Zixie. Although she didn't ask out loud, her eyes already said it all. Whether to take the gamble or not, it's your decision to make. Zixie looked at him with a smile. Any powerful male would be unable to stand becoming useless. Although the clan leader couldn't hear what Zixie said to him, he felt it would harm his plan. He immediately interrupted their conversation. But it was already too late. "I am willing to be Zixie's beast husband." Zixie's eyes curved into smiles. She turned to the clan leader and said, "Clan leader, Xinya says he is willing. I also like him very much. So please preside over the mating ceremony for us." The clan leader still wouldn't give up. "Xinya, even if you mate with Zixie, you still can't be her first beast husband. Are you really willing to just be an ordinary beast husband by her side?" "Yes, I am willing." He turned his head and serious looked at Zixie for the first time. These past few days, he had already heard from other ORCs that Zixie wasn't a useless female, but was instead a rare saint female seldom seen in the super tribe. Unlike most females who were robust, she was fair and delicate, and didn't look easy to care for. But this was his only chance. He longed for strength. He yearned to be like before, able to roam freely deep in the mountains. The clan leader suppressed a belly full of anger and glared at his 2 disappointing sons. "Enough. Let's leave it at that for now. You two, come back with me." He needed to think it over carefully and find a way to make Zixie bear a litter of pups for the 2 brothers. "Let's go, we're going home too." Zixie grabbed Xinya's arm. Xinya was not accustomed to a female's touch. He noticeably stiffened, but still followed her into the stone cave. Xinya was puzzled. "No matter what, they are all better off than me." "Why me?" Zixie laughed. "Because after you recover, you'll be the strongest and best looking. Why shouldn't it be you? I don't know if what you say is true or false, but I'm willing to take a gamble." Xinya did not hide his true feelings. His purpose in partnering with her was to regain his strength. It wasn't for any other reason. Of course, Zixie wasn't doing it because she liked him either. After all, the 2 had only met twice. The reason she chose Xinya was because she felt this beastman had clear, honest eyes. When the time comes, the offspring they produce could be exchanged for more rewards and life points. Xinya worked quickly. In 3 trips back and forth, he moved all his belongings. Zixie watched him uncover an animal hide. "Take these salt blocks," Zixie cried out in surprise. "It's actually salt blocks." Heaven knows her mouth had almost lost all taste from the blandness. If she could find flint to start a fire, make a few pots in the dead of winter, and eat some piping hot meat soup, how wonderful that would be. Zixie didn't expect him to be so generous. To have such things showed that his life had been truly good before. But now, he was as thin as a rail. His current life must be very hard. Yet he still gave all the salt blocks to her. "Wait until I have the system's reward. Then I'll properly reward him." Xinya saw that she was happy. Suddenly, what he saw in the river that day flashed through his mind. The little female was a bit too pale, and her body was too delicate. He secretly decided to hunt more game. He needed to fatten her up. The 2 ate something casually. Xinya went out to fetch water for Zixie to wash up, preparing to go up the mountain together. But Zixie waited for a while and didn't see him return. So she got up and walked to the door to look out. Well, look at this. It's Huya causing trouble again. She was blocking Xinya's way stubbornly, staring at Xinya in disbelief. "Why did you agree to mate with her? Is it just because she's a saintly female?" The Xinye I once liked the most refused to be her first beast husband. Later, he was severely injured, lost his talent. Even with his ruined looks, he still refused to be her beast husband. But now he easily agreed to Zixi. The sense of superiority she maintained over Zixi for more than 10 years has been shattered one after another these past few days. Huya was furious. Xinye looked extremely impatient. Before he could say anything, he heard his wife's soft, gentle voice. Huya, why are you circling my beast husband? Don't you have your own beast husband? Hearing the voice, Huya turned around. The grievance she felt facing Xinye instantly turned into anger directed at her. Damn Zixi! What method did you use to make Xinye agree to be your beast husband? He doesn't like you at all. You're shameless. Who says he doesn't like me? If he doesn't like me, does that mean he likes you? Then why didn't he agree to be your beast husband? Huya was so angry she couldn't speak. It took her a long time to find a point to attack. I heard it last night. There was no movement in your cave at all. He doesn't even touch you. How could he possibly like you? Zixi had already walked over to Xinye and deliberately leaned against his shoulder. With one hand on her lower abdomen, it's because I'm carrying his cub. Don't worry, after I give birth to this litter, I'll have the next one for him. Seeing that Xinye didn't push Zixi away, Huya's facial features began to twist with anger. Xinye, you don't like her, right? You were just forced into this. Xinye didn't want to engage with Huya. He turned his head and saw Zixi looking at him. He felt inexplicably guilty. Subconsciously, he reached out and wrapped his arm around her shoulder. She is my female. I like her very much. Seeing this, Huya completely broke down. She couldn't help but let out a scream, glaring at Zixi with hatred. Zixi was very satisfied with this outcome. She completely ignored the almost pufferfish Huya beside her, cleared her throat. Xinye, let's go up the mountain. I want to look for some things. The soft, delicate voice of the young female whispered into Xinye's ear. For the first time, he felt that a female's voice could sound so pleasant. The side of his body where she leaned against felt slightly numb. He gently hummed in agreement. Unconsciously putting down the bucket, he went up the mountain with her. Only when the heat on his body gradually dissipated did he realize they had been walking deep into the mountains for a long time. Zixi was curiously looking left and right with great interest. Suddenly, Xinye grabbed her by the arm. They couldn't go any further. Deep in the mountains, fierce beasts roam. Zixi heeded his advice and stopped. But her eyes, fixed on the deep mountains, were full of longing. She also wanted to possess great strength, to freely come and go through the vast wilderness. Noticing the disappointment on her face, Xinye added, "If you want something, you can tell me. I'll go into the mountains and find it for you." Have you ever seen stones that can start a fire? Zixi turned her head and asked Xinye. His expression suddenly changed. It would burn down the entire forest. What do you want that for? Although he had never seen it with his own eyes, it had been passed down through generations among the beast folk. They all knew it was a very dangerous thing. Fire is indeed dangerous. But if you learn to use it, then it isn't dangerous. And I happen to know how to use it. She didn't want a life of eating raw flesh and drinking blood. She wanted to eat cooked food. Her frustration was written all over her face. Xinye felt an inexplicable softness in his heart. You really know how to use flint? Zixi hummed in agreement. I really need it right now. I can't get used to eating raw meat. I want my food roasted. After spending these past few days with her, Xinye had also noticed that the female was a bit picky with food. Although, from what older males had said years ago, I've heard the saying that females need to be pampered. He truly had never seen anyone as delicate as her. She wouldn't even eat the tenderest meat. Zixi noticed his strange expression. She couldn't help but hug his arm and act coquettishly. Xinye, you have a way to get flint, don't you? Shinya found himself unable to resist her when she was like this. After hesitating for a moment, he spoke. This kind of thing is rarely used by beastmen. I doubt any nearby tribes would have it. We can only wait for the traveling merchants to arrive. We can ask them if they have any. Zixi asked joyfully. Then when will the traveling merchants come? Can I go find them? You can't. The forest outside. The tribe is very dangerous. Even the males need to form teams to barely ensure safety. Zixi was extremely disappointed. Why is it so hard to just get a full meal? Her pent-up emotions started to race. Peanut, you get out here right now. I quit this job. I'm practically starving to death. How am I supposed to have a baby like this? Peanut quickly tried to soothe her. Host, please don't be angry. I am a childbirth system. But I can make an exception and give you some information. A pair of traveling merchants are almost here. They have food supplies. Zixi's near-breaking emotions immediately paused. Fine. I'll just have to endure a little longer. Shinya had seen her full of rage, and was a bit worried that his words had upset the little female, who knew she would quickly show a smile again. She also grabbed his hand and shook it. I suddenly felt a bit uncomfortable. Let's go back. Shinya nodded. He bent his knees in front of her, planning to carry her back on his back. Just at that moment, suddenly, the roar of a wild beast was heard. Shinya's face changed dramatically. He quickly picked up Zixi and ran swiftly down the mountain. Zixi turned her head to look back. She saw a half-human height black bear chasing closely. This was the first time in her life she had faced a wild beast directly. Her heart was pounding wildly. But Shinya, without his innate talent, was clearly slower than other males. His thin body, while carrying Zixi, was soon caught up by the black bear behind. Zixi was extremely anxious, watching helplessly as the young black bear got closer and closer to them. It swung its claw fiercely toward Shinya's back. Shinya seemed to have eyes on the back of his head. He dodged to the side, avoiding the black bear's attack, then quickly put her down, urgently urging, "Run quickly, I'll lure it away. This black bear doesn't look like an adult yet. That proves the mother bear is likely nearby too. Finding them is only a matter of time." Shinya didn't have time to say more. He lured the young black bear and ran in another direction. Zixi didn't even have time to speak to him. Left with no choice, she could only ask Huasheng for help. Host, there is a hunting team 200 meters downhill. You can ask them for help. After hearing Huasheng's words, Zixi immediately took off running. Shinya watched her flee from afar. He breathed a sigh of relief, pulling the stone knife out of his leg. Beginning the confrontation with little black bear, Zixi gritted her teeth. Race against time. Shinya did not hesitate. At the moment when he gave up his chance of survival for her, she absolutely must not let anything happen to Shinya either. Gritting my teeth, my expression contoured from running too hard, and appears somewhat ferocious. Finally, she saw a row off 7 or 8 below. The male hunting team is in a hurry. Stumbled and fell straight down. Zixi was startled, afraid of dropping the child. Fortunately, the anticipated pine did not occur. A strong arm grabbed her arm and gave it a gentle pull. She had just steadied herself. Zeus quickly withdrew his hand. How come you're here? Zixi tilted her head and her gaze met Zeus's. There's no time to say more. Pointing behind him, his tone was urgent. There's a black bear. You all need to go save Shinya quickly. Zeus heard this. Uncle's younger brother turned his head. After instructing a male Toste by Zixi's side to protect her, then he quickly led the others up the mountain. Zixi's worries are completely unfounded, pacing back and forth. His anxious demeanor left their remaining male somewhat taken aback. You need to know, the females on this mainland can have many males. If one dies, another can take his place. I've never seen a female worry like this. A male. I couldn't help but ask. You are very worried about Xinya. Zixi nodded without thinking. He was protecting me. Only then would he go Tolier away the black bear. He is my beast husband. I don't want anything to happen to him. These past few days together have been very pleasant. He always puts himself first in everything. Let him have a place to several emotional attachments. Life after life, affection grows. She genuinely has some feelings for him. I don't want him to be in any danger. After that, she was so worried that she couldn't say a single word. From time to time, he would stand in tiptoe and gaze into the distance. Finally, the grass on some part of the mountain rustled. The male next to her immediately pulled her aside. Assume a vigilant posture. That patch of grass as Talus a person was pushed aside. The figure of Zeus was revealed. Then several orcs came out from inside. Soon she also spotted Dexony's figure. He was carried by two males. Zixi quickly walked up. Fortunately, Althagusony's face was deathly pale, not missing any arms or legs. Are you hurt somewhere? Zixi quickly gave him a thorough head-to-toe check. Xinya was blushing from her touch. I'm fine, just got bumped a little. Leg broken. Zixi's heart ached so much that even her beautiful brows and eyes were all scrunched up. Tears welling up but not falling. Xinya didn't want her to worry about him. Pretending to be relaxed, he smiled at her. I'm really fine. A minor injury like this will be fine after resting for a couple of days. No way, it takes 100 days to recover from a serious injury. Go back and rest properly. It must be completely before you can walk. Xinya was somewhat helpless, but seeing the envious looks from the males around, Xinya is a bit worried again. Vaguely saw him fall silent, thinking he was in severe pain from his injuries. Quickly thank the males next to you. Thank you all for saving my beast husband. I still need to trouble Levrion to help me take him home. From now on, if Anione encounters trouble, I will definitely help if I can. After saying this, I turned around and immediately locked eyes with Zeus. This time, there seemed to be something else in his gaze. No longer just simple inquiry and doubt. Upon looking again, the other orcs were also staring at him. Their gazes were rather strange. Zixi was completely baffled. I just came right out and asked, "What are you all staring at me for?" The males not only didn't avert their gazes. On the contrary, it became even more explicit. Moreover, some bold malice even walked directly up to Zixi, squat down in front of her. Zixi, little female. I like you. I want to be your beast husband. Zixi was taken aback, thinking that ORCs are really straightforward, while thinking about how to decline without making others feel uncomfortable. Other males also eagerly crowded in front of Zixi. I like you too. You should let me be your beast husband too. The male's actions left Zixi a bit bewildered. Is the halo of the Holly matriarch really this powerful? Xinya looked at his little female with a complicated expression in his eyes. She is the holy female. Not only is their personality pleasing, will still care about their partner. Which male does not desire such a female? A sour and bitter feeling welled up in my heart. He doesn't know what that is. But I knew that all the males before my eyes were very annoying, even if they saved themselves. Nor can it eliminate Tessic and Isor. Suddenly, he noticed the little female's gaze falling upon him. A smile blossomed in her pretty face. Xinya suddenly felt a stirring in her heart. My heart is pounding. Then he heard the little female speak in a soft voice. Spoke the words that he would remember for a lifetime. Thank you for saving Xinya. But I cannot promise you. Because I don't want any other beast talismans for now. If there is anything you need my help with, I will do my utmost to help you all. Shinya's hardened heart seemed to have cracked open a tiny fissure. Her sweet, soft voice flowed into him like a warm, gentle stream. Zeus stood to the side. The little female in front of me. It gave him a very unfamiliar feeling. Regardless of her anxious concern for Xinya, still, it was Shuho spoke the words. both with that Zixiho used to cling to me. Completely different. Except for him. A sense of loss welled up in the hearts of all the other males present. Such a fine female, yet she cannot become my partner. Her tenderness and consideration belong to another male. Even the way you reject Themis, so gentle and adorable. But perhaps in striving might just make me her beast husband. So in order to show off in front of the little female, they scrambled over each other to carry Xinya. I wish he had an extra pair of feet or hands. The males were noisily carrying Xinya at the front. After that, only Zixi and Zeus were left. She couldn't help but turn her head to take a look. Although the other party hates the original body, just now, I didn't refuse to help either. This ORC is actually not bad. Noticing the sneaky glance from the dog beside me, Zeus turned her head erectly and met her gaze. Zixi immediately revealed a bright smile. Thank you for your hard work. I walk slowly. You don't have to accommodate me. You go ahead. Zeus didn't say another word. But on the way down the mountain, he was walking beside her, neither too close nor too far away. Soon a line of orcs descended the mountain. They helped Karakzini back to her burrow. After thanking all the males, Zixi, Zeus walked past her and approached Xinya. Take good care and recover well. If there's a chance in the future, we could go to the super tribe. Their witch doctor can restore your talents. Zixi was blocked by several males, but her gaze had already involuntarily drifting toward Zeus and Xinya's side. I wonder what Thassator are talking about. Xinya noticed the look in Zixi's eyes. He gave her a gentle smile with soft eyes. Then I said thank you to Zeus. I will work hard to recover. The little female needs my care. After hearing this, Zeus frowned slightly. For some reason, I feel a bit unsettled. Then take good care of yourself while you recover. I'm leaving first. When Zeus left, without another glance at Zixi, go straight ahead and leave. The other males are still trying to prove themselves. Zixi declined their kind offer. Under her resolute refusal, all the males were extremely disappointed. When leaving, they turned back to look every few steps. Finally, everyone has left. Zixi then turned around and entered the cave. She's feeling a bit overwhelmed. The identity of this holy matriarchess indeed brought her some benefits. Can live in the largest and most comfortable stone cave, and the tribe's support. But the downside is that it attracts too many males. A bunch of people fawning over her isn't something that makes her happy. Zixi walked over to the injured Xinya with a heart full of worry and sat down beside him. He asked with concern whether the place where he was hit hurt. Suggest taking him to the witch doctor Sascave to have the tribal shaman examine him. Xinya smiled and replied that this little injury was nothing. Actually, us didn't want Zixi to worry. Zixi looked at Sanai's pale face. Not quite convinced. Tell him to seek a witch doctor early if he feels unwell. But Xinya insisted it was a minor injury. Don't worry about it. Zixi no longer insisted. After helping him lie down, said to go prepare some food. Xinya has always lived alone. I have never experienced such thoughtful care before. My heart is already overflowing with sweetness. Zixi just finished preparing the ingredients. Noise was coming from outside the cave. Walking to the cave entrance to look around. Seeing others. The ORCs are all running while cheering. The traveling merchant has arrived. Zixi was very excited. Quickly told Xinya to go check if there was any food available. Let Xinya eat by herself first. Before Xinya could react, Zixi has Aradiran out of the cave. Arriving at the square, this place is already packed with ORCs. There were 20 to 30 itinerant merchants dressed in peculiar attire among them. They combed their hair up, and also hair accessories with feathers. The clothing is also more refined than that of the cat beastmen. There are quite a few female catfolk showing affection to the traveling merchant around. Zixi saw this. once again amazed by how straightforward and women in the beast world are. Afterwards, Zixi began searching for food. Looking along the stalls, mostly food is found. Daily necessities are few. Common salt ores and grass roots. She asked Fa Sang whether there were any flint stones among these rocks, very disappointed after getting a negative answer. At that moment, Sumiona suddenly approached from nearby. Zixi didn't notice, just stepped aside a couple of paces. I didn't expect that person to suddenly speak up. Beautiful female. May I ask what you are looking for? I'm very happy to help you. Hearing the sound, Zixi turned her head. Only then did he turn his head. Seeing a somewhat handsome face, he is very good at dressing up. A hair ornament resembling jade in texture adorns the head. The linen on the body has patterns. What's even more exaggerated is that the animal skin bag tied at his waist was also inlaid with gemstones. In front of most simple-minded ORCs, he stood out particularly brightly. A type of stone that can create fire is needed. Do you have it? The curve of his mouth looked quite aggressive. Stone for starting a fire. What do you need this for? I was just curious. Want to trade for some fun? Zixi just made up some random nonsense. Who would have thought? Theman suddenly lightened his body. His small eyes were filled with aggression as he looked at her. The little female shouldn't play carelessly with the fire-starting stones. Zixi used one finger to push against his leaning forehead. Is that so? Then you can't just get this close to me so casually. After she said this, the merchant leader Xinya threw his head back and laughed heartily a few times. At this very moment, Zixi's arm tightened. Then a figure blocked the path in front of her. Xinya, why are you here? Zixi immediately became tense, turned sideways to look at his leg. Only then did I realize he was standing on one foot. The other foot is barely touching the ground. Even so, his forehead was also covered in sweat. It's evident the wound is still very painful. Xinya, long time no see. Xinya gave Xinya a surprised glance. Then my gaze went past her. It falls to Zixi. This is your female. Xinya held Zixi's hand, completely blocking her from view. Looked directly into Xinya's eyes. This has nothing to do with you. How could it be unrelated? I'm very interested in your female. He took a step and made contact with Zixi. Chong Zixi said with a smile. Little female, I like you. Would you be my partner? Xinya's face darkened. Unwilling. Zixi's refusal came almost as soon as Xinya's words fell. Xinya turned her head to look at her. Yet she tightened her grip on Xinya's hand. How could she not see that this person and Xinya don't get along? Xinya is so good. People who don't get along with him are definitely bad news. Of course, she has to defend her beast of a husband. Xinya's expression softened. Zixi, you go back first. I will get you what you want. Zixi glanced at that male. I don't really believe it. These two seem to not get along. Will the other party agree to give him the flint? But I could see the concern in Maple Leaf's eyes. Zixi still chose to believe her. All right then, I'll head back first. As soon as Zixi leaves, Xinya then stroked his chin and said, Xinya didn't expect you to have a wife as well. This has nothing to do with you. Xinya let out a scoff, hiding it so well. Aren't you going to let her have other beast bellies? Xinya, if she has a male she likes, I won't stop her. But don't even think about it. Xinya let out a scornful laugh. He paced 2 circles around him right on the spot. You suffered severe injuries that damaged your innate talent. Can we still find that pretty little female from just now? She doesn't look down on you. Could it be that she has very low fertility? His words were full of ridicule. Xinya's face showed no anger. Nor is there any inferiority complex. But I don't want to catch up with him. She wanted a flint. I can exchange it with the golden lion's beast hide. Xinya raised an eyebrow. I gave him a very surprised look. Golden lion's beast hide. Then you're willing to let go. Shinya nodded without hesitation. Change or not? Shinya stared at him for a while, suddenly laughing and saying, "It seems you care a lot about your demeanor. Then I should partner up with her too. How about I take care of her together with you from now on?" Shinya's face was gloomy. "Shinya, you'd better give up on that idea. If you dare to hurt her, I won't let you get away with this." Shinya laughed arrogantly. "You are just a piece of trash now. Why won't you let me go? That's my business. If you provoke her, I will find a way to make you pay." Shinya's tone was calm, but it doesn't make anyone doubt the truthfulness of his words at all. Shinya looked at him, a faint glimmer flickering in his eyes. After letting Uta Light chuckle, reaching into his clothes, he pulled out 2 stones. "This is flint. Consider this my gift, oh, the little female." Shinya directly reissued it and took it. But the attitude remains aloof. "Not the golden lion pelt you want. I'll get it for you right away." After saying that, he turned around and left. Shinya crossed her arms and watched him limp away. I find it quite novel. The grudge between Thetwo of them is a long story. Once arrogant and full of himself, Shinya became a useless good-for-nothing. He also watched Thejok for quite a while. Of course, it's also known that no female is willing to be with him. I never expected that just over half a year apart. He actually has a partner now. It looks like they're still very nervous. That little girl is really interesting. Zixi returned home. The fish and shrimp in Theater tank are almost gone. Then she picked up the bamboo basket that Zinni had woven for her, ready to go catch some. When we reached cave entrance, I saw Shinya walking slowly, with difficulty. He quickly put down the bamboo basket and went to support him. And with a slight tone of reproach, he went out running even though he was injured. Shinya heard her blame. Not only does it not give rise to it. Still smiling, he took out 2 pieces of flint from his bosom and gave them to her. Zixi is extremely happy, but then I remembered that Zinnia and Shinya do not get along well. I suspect what price he paid in exchange for the firestone. Shinya was taken aback. Then he said with a laugh, "Just use a piece of animal hide." Zixi doesn't believe they had that kind of relationship at all. A single animal hide can be exchanged for flint. "Tell me the truth. Then I won't take this flint." She made a gesture to turn the flint to his hand. The smile on Zinya's face slowly faded. Even a bit flustered. "It's truly using a single beast hide. It is a golden lion's beast hide." Zixi then halted her hand from returning it. The eyes convey an inquiry. "Is this animal skin very precious?" Shinya was afraid she would get angry. "I dare not hide anything. It was when my talent that not yet been destroyed. Got lucky and got a piece. The golden lion is hard to find. It is even harder to kill it. At that time, what I encountered was an injured golden lion." Zixi thought for a moment after listening, then put the flint into his hand. Xing Yi's expression flickered with a moment of bewilderment. Zixi gave him a smile. "That golden lion pelt must be very important to you. I cannot trade your important things away. When I have a moment, I'll ask him if can exchange it for something else." Night, immediately shaking my head. Things are inanimate objects. Because it was the first one I hunted. Previously, I just wanted to keep it as a memento. But now, it's not important. Zixi made eye contact with him. It seems I understood his unspoken words. She suddenly broke into a bright smile. "I'm keeping the flint, waiting for you to gain your talent. I'll wait for you to hunt more golden lion hides." Seeing her accept it, Shinya even felt that. Even more excited than when I obtained the golden lion beast's hide myself. Still so happy. Afterwards, Zixi excitedly tried to use 2 pieces of flint to light the dry grass, planning to make cooked food for Shinya to eat tonight. She struck 2 flints against the dry grass. After only about 10 strikes, the spark ignited the dry grass. Shinya followed closely behind, watching the withered scene. "The grass is on fire. His expression unconsciously tensed up. Whether they air beasts or their ORCs, there is a natural fear of fire. If it weren't for the little female wanting flint, he did not want to touch this thing. Zixi turned her head excitedly and called out to Xinya. Xinya, did you see it? It's really getting intense, smiling with mischievous eyes. Seeing it makes one shirt feel happy. Xinya's brows Andy's gradually relaxed. A smile spread across his or her face. As long as you're happy. At this moment, the clan leader's son, Fengshen and Fenju, the Tou brothers, came looking for them. Informed Zixi. In the evening, to welcome the traveling merchants, the clan leader asked everyone to gather at square to share the unicorn deer meat. Unicorn deer meat isn't only tender and fresh. After eating, your body feels warm. It's less likely to get sick in the winter. It is a food that many females like. Priority is usually given to males with superior fertility. But Zixi refused. Going to the square, you will definitely run into that guy named Xinya. Xinya cannot go. She doesn't want to join in on the excitement either. Her intuition told her that Xinya is not a good person. It's better to keep some distance. Fengshen and Fenju also heard about their situation with Xinya. It means Zixi is going with them. Nothing will happen. But Xinya didn't trust these two guys either. He is well aware of what clan leader is up to. I am her beast husband. I can take care of her. You all go back first. Zixi and I will better in a moment. Helplessly, the two had Nakasi but to leave first. Wait until the person has left. Zixi shot him a reproachful look. You're already hurt. Why did you even promise them? Eat one less bite of the unicorn's flesh and blood. It's not like you'll freeze to death. Xinya was clearly told off by her. A smile still lingered on his face. There isn't enough fur at home. In winter, I worry you'll catch a cold. Eating some of the killin's flesh and blood will make you feel less sad. Zixi saw that he insisted. Ultimately, still, he went and brought out that golden lion beast hide. Supporting him, he hopped towards the square. The two walked on and off for nearly 20 minutes before finally arriving at the square. Zixi doesn't have a clue. As soon as the two approached, they were already discovered by the clan leader. He turned and said to an older female next to him, "Is everything ready?" The elderly female gave a slight bow. Rest assured, clan leader. He nodded in satisfaction. Only then did he look elsewhere. It seems like I've never paid attention to Zixi. The square was extremely lively. Zixi dragged Xinya along, found a relatively secluded spot to sit down. A gaze followed Thetwo as they sat down. Xinya sighed. Surrounding the cat tribe, many young females. The look in the female's eyes was all too familiar to him. Been a street vendor for 10 years. I've been to dozens of tribes, both large and small. He was accustomed to the enthusiastic treatment from females. Only that little female next to Xinya. Come over here. They never even glanced at those foreign beastmen. Just tilted her head and spoke to Xinya. His gaze fell upon Xinya's face. The half of the facet was destroyed. Even uglier than Zhu Wuxian's beast. Does that familiarly not mind at all? And yet, she kept smiling at him all along. He bypassed the enthusiastic females. Step by step, walking toward a remote corner. Zixi is complaining to Xinya. When will the unicorn meat be delivered? Suddenly, a tall figure blocked the path in front of the two. Blocked from light, Zixi looked up. Met Xinya's downcast gaze. Why don't you go sit in the front? Xinya directly passed by Xinya. He curved his lips into a smile and said to Zixi. Zixi did not have a good impression of Xinya. She turned around, scooped up the nearby golden lion pelt, and handed it to him. You came at just the right time. Golden lion beast skin for you. Xinya glanced at the animal hide. Did not reach out to take it. That fire was Soma Thinji obtained by chance. Take it if you like it. No need for the animal hide. Consider it my gift to you. Xinya frowned. Taking the animalhide from Zixie's hand, stuff it directly under his subordinate. The flint was exchanged between you and me. No need to send you. Xinya looked at his possessive behavior, suddenly burst out laughing. The little female will have the other beast husbands in the future. Are you really going to stop me every single time? Shinya's hand visibly stiffened. The sudden impulse in my heart. Let him make the decision for the little female. But he knew it was wrong. However, before he could speak, Zixie had already come over in person and was holding onto his arm. Of course, you can stop me. You are my first beast husband. What? You don't like? I don't want either. He is my beast husband. This time, it was Zinni Esmal that froze on her face. The jade-like aura that had surfaced between Zinni's brows melted away in an instant. He instinctively toward his head, meeting Zixie's smiling eyes. The two of them didn't speak, just looking at each other so unabashedly. Little female, your fertility isn't very high, right? Otherwise, her face will ruin like Shinya's. Not yet deprived of talent, male. Which female would still care? Don't use your own ideas to speculate about me. I just love my Shinya. I like him no matter what he's like. Zixie gave him a disdainful look. Right in front of her, heaped eye drops to her beast. Does he think he's so great or so good looking? A few feathers were stuck in his hair. So you've really become a peacock now. His looks are so average. It's far worse compared to Shinya. Shinya was both amused and endangered by her look of disdain. He just wanted to annoy Shinya a little. I never expected that in the end, the one who ended up getting angry would be himself. He casually reached out and took the golden lion pelt, slightly leaning forward. Narrow the distance between you and Zixie. Little female, don't rush. I still need to stay in your cat tribe for a few more days. We can take our time to know each other. Maybe you'll end up liking me. Zixie did not hesitate to throw a bucket of cold water on the situation. I don't like people like you. When she didn't know that he was doing this just to provoke Shinya, she's not going to play along with him. Shinya's eyes churned with a trace of gloom. Then it turned into a smile. After giving the two of them a deep look, he turned and walked away. Wait until the people have gone far away. Shinya turned her head around. He might be doing it just to oppose me. Be careful these few days. Good. After going back today, I'll just stay home and won't come out. It was not easy to get this meal. Just happened to be at home. Let's study this carefully. How to treat yourself to a good meal. Then the clan leader began to speak to welcome Sister Luo. Afterwards, the unicorn deer was cut up and distributed to everyone. Zixie saw the unicorn deer meat with bloody water that was distributed. Instantly lost my appetite. He then suggested going back to make roast pork for a meal. Thinking of the delicious, aromatic grilled meat, Zixie swallowed hard twice. Shinya was amused by her greedy look. Alright, let's go. Just as the two were about to stand up, an elderly female ORC came over and said the shaman wanted Zixie to go to the shaman's cave to see her. It is said that the witch doctor obtained a female stone to test her fertility. Zixie originally didn't want to go, but under the other party's insistence, they still prepared to go. Let Shinya wait here for her, then followed the older female and left. After walking for a minute or two, the noise behind gradually faded away. Entering a small path, just stepped inside. Zixie's footsteps came to a halt. She looked at the pitch black road, suddenly felt a bit creeped out. No, this routine feels a bit familiar. It seems that's how it's always portrayed in TV dramas. Could there be some schemier trick waiting for her? The older female Sosh hadn't followed. He couldn't help but walk closer to her. Why aren't you moving? He chuckled twice. I suddenly feel very hungry. I should go back and eat the unicorn deer meat. Go to another house. After saying that, she turned around and walked straight toward the square, but was caught by an older female. Lead her into the alley. No, come with me now. I'm too lazy to call you again. Zixi was dragged along by her for a couple of steps. Angrily, he forcefully shook off the other person's hand. But the other party clearly anticipated that she would do this. Holding on extremely tight, simply can't shake it off. I just had a vague suspicion earlier. Now, it's 100% certain and confirmed. TV shows are not deceptive. There really are beastmen trying to harm her. Since you want to harm her, then don't blame her for not holding back. Without saying a word, she immediately raised her foot and kicked the other person in the stomach. The elderly woman let out a pained ouch. The hand involuntarily let go. Go cover your stomach. Zixi has gained freedom. Turned around and ran. Who would have thought that after just 2 steps? I bumped right into a wall of flesh. It hurt so much, let out a hiss. Zeus pulled the female who had crashed into his arms away. Look down. Only then did I realize it was Zixi. Zixi didn't expect Tauren into Zeus here either. His eyes blazed with ecstasy, suddenly grabbing Zeus's arm. Zeus, this female has a problem. She wants to trick me into going in. The older female panicked. I didn't expect there to be other orcs still wandering outside at this hour. Zeus listened. My gaze drifted towards the older female beside me. Where do you want to take her? Because Zeus was in. Zixi inexplicably gained confidence. No rush to leave. She also turned back to look at the older female. The elderly female is questioned by Zeus. His face was clearly written with panic. The eyes are darting around incessantly. I am not a witch doctor who wants to see her. I was the one who told her to go over there. Zixi snorted. You lied and had no intention of seeing me. See you tomorrow is fine too. I said I want to go back. Why are you still holding on to me? Forcing me to go over. The older female's Mindus a bit slow to process. I couldn't come up with a proper explanation after talking for ages. Then she immediately turned around and ran. Zixi is on guard right now. Seeing her trying to run, immediately started chasing after her. After catching up, he grabbed the other's animal skin skirt. What are you running away from? I haven't finished speaking yet. Now Zeus is. The situation has reversed. She has the upper hand. Of course, I have to ask and get a clear understanding of what's going on. Only then can we avoid the occurrence of danger next time. Let's get this settled today. Don't go. Zixi tugged hard at the other's animal hide. Do not give the other party any chance to escape. Zeus, lend me that stone knife on your waist. Zixi's words made the older female struggle violently. What are you doing? I am also female. If you hurt me, the clan leader will not let you off. Zixi let out a hearty laugh. You forgot I am the holy female. I will kill you. The clan leader will at most scold me. Will not punish me. This is the rule of the ORC world. Females are more precious than males, and the holy matriarch reigns supreme above all females. Till Zeus handed over the long knife. The elderly female let out a terrified scream. And in the cave of the tribal shaman on the other side, Brother Feng Shan waited for a long time, but the person never showed up. I can barely sit still. Feng Shan decided to gawk out the situation. Have not gone too far. Just then saw the entrance of the alley. The three at a stalemate. Put the stone knife down. The things you want to know. I'll tell you. Hearing a voice, Zixi turned around to look at Feng Shan. The stone knife in hand was not put away. So you're also involved in this matter. Feng Shan did not deny it. Knowing that I am not worthy of her trust. After taking 2 steps forward, taking the initiative to speak first is Mifither's way of wanting you and me to connect. And the stormy Fata companions, Fenju and Jilv, let you go to the Wu Cave. It's also that the tribal shaman can carve our forms for us. And carving the form is a very important ritual among the beastfolk for abducting mates. Once the engraving is successful, it signifies that the 2 beastmen have received the mountain god's blessing. An established relation has been formed. Once a form is engraved, there will be no turning back once it's done. Back then, Zixa told the clan leader, Shinya wants to make him her beast husband. But the two of them still haven't taken shape yet. She has traveled through time. I don't really care about this. Shinya also agreed at the time because of other matters. Since she didn't bring it up, he didn't take the initiative to mention it either. The clan leader has other schemes. Then I hope even less that they carve forms. So this matter was put on hold. It's like buying force-fed a pile of shit. Zixi is absolutely disgusting. That old bastard is planning to act first and report later, forcing her to carve the form. I have to admit that Fengshen and Fenju are such beastly husbands. She snorted angrily. So what are you going to do now? Feng Shan shook his head. You're welcome. I never agreed with father's actions in the first place. I have regarded Huya as my wife since Fenju and I were young. Suddenly sent to your side before their beast against my will. It's our fault for Patinju in a difficult position. Rest assured, Fenju and I will form a partnership with Huya. That way, father won't force you. Since Zixi doesn't like them, then it would be the best ending for them to form a partnership with Huya. His gaze is sincere. But Zixi wasn't sure how much truth there was in what he said. Alright then, I'll trust you this once. If the clan leader Daresto scheme against me again, I'm leaving. I believe the other tribes hold welcome Fengshen and me. After explaining to Zixi, Shay no longer wanted to deal with him. Turn and walk towards Zeus. Thank you today. Plus, you saved me twice last time. Zixi's mood is a bit complicated too. She originally wanted to draw a clear line with this person, yet inexplicably accepted his help twice. You are the holy female. Any male would do the same. Zeus's voice was cold and devoid of emotion. Looking down at the female with slightly flushed cheeks, the female in front seems like a completely different person. There is no trace of the original Zixi left on her. Back to her old self. If one suddenly becomes a saintly female, she would definitely make all the strongest moles in the tribe become her beast husbands. But she didn't do it. It seems she hasn't done anything using her status as the holy matriarch either. Instead, they chose to form a partnership with Shinya. Not a single bit of disdain. Alright, then, it's nothing. I'm heading back first. He is a cold person. Zixi didn't want to communicate with him much either. After saying that, he turned it around and left immediately. Zeus did not stop it. Just at the moment she turned around, he smelled a faint fragrance, very familiar. It easily made his heart pound wildly. The hand lifted uncontrollably. He grabbed Zixi's arm. Zixi staggered from force of this power. Suspiciously turned to look at him. Is there anything else? Zeus takes a step forward, instantly closing the distance between the two. The fragrance is becoming increasingly distinct. It felt as familiar as if it were etched into his very soul. I can't remember exactly where I've smelled this before. The only explanation is that night. But about that woman. Yet he couldn't recall anything related. Is it you? Under the faint moonlight, his gaze is profound, staring straight at me. Zixi's heart skipped a beat. What does he mean by that? What are you talking about? Zeus's hand retracted parts of its strength. His sword-like eyebrows furrowed. I'm asking one more time. Was the female with me that day you? His fierce gaze looked as if wanted to devour someone. Zixi felt guilty inside. But his face stubbornly refused to show a trace of it. When did I get together with you? That's what you say. The heart has already started frantically calling out to the system. Dog system, didn't you say you had already taken care of everything? Why did he suddenly suspect me again? Peanut helplessly stated that theatrices have been completely erased. We have no idea why he's so fixated on you. But one thing you can rest assured about. He has no evidence. Just don't admit it. Zeus's gaze swept across her face like a blade, trying to find clues. Zixi blinked. Take playing Dumto the extreme. What on earth are you talking about? The close figures of the two fell into the eyes of Fengshen in the distance. They seemed to have long forgotten his existence. A feeling called regret suddenly flashed through my heart. Zixi is the holy female. Her future beast husbands should all be powerful and talented beastmen like Zeus. This time, he withdrew his gaze, slowly turned and left. Zixi and Zeus are still in a standoff. Zeus found no trace of guilt on her face. The emotions churning in my heart suddenly had nowhere to land. Even somewhat Uniblito distinguished clearly. Is it anger or some other emotion? Zixi's heart was practically pounding out of her chest. She quickly made an excuse. I've been here for so long. Xinya will be worried. I'll head back first then. As he spoke, his gaze lowered and fell upon Zeus, still holding onto that arm of hers. Her hint was so obvious. Zeus, however, acted as if he couldn't see it. She had no choice but to speak it out directly. Zeus, you let go. I have to go back now. The two of them remained deadlocked like this for a while. Zeus finally stopped. You better not be lying to me. If I had known it was you that night, I won't let you get away with this. Zixi deliberately comipin to Dunong. I don't even know what you're talking about. After saying that, he turned it around and left immediately, afraid of leaving any traces that might be discovered by Zeus. Her back clearly doesn't have eyes. Yet it feels as if one could see Zeus's eyes, always staring at my own back. Zeus's intuition is too terrifying. Obviously, she had the cheat code of a system that wiped away all traces. He actually managed to suspect himself. It seems like I'll have to keep my distance from him as much as possible from now on. I don't know if I left in too much of a hurry. Slightly protruding belly. It felt like something kicked me. I never really felt anything before. She had completely forgotten that she was already carrying Zeus's child. She touched her belly and felt a bit worried. ORCs are particularity about their bloodline. If he had been born and seen by Zeus, it simply can't be hidden. He will definitely find out. Peanuts. When the time comes, can you pull some strings without him noticing? The host was previously in the beginner protection period, so I could intervene. Afterwards, you'll need to redeem some things using points to protect you and the cubs. After all that's been said, still, I have to give birth to this child. All right. The feline beastman Huai Zai only requires a little over a month of gestation. Anyway, there's only about a month left before I give birth. While speaking with the system, she had already returned to the square. Xinya was very surprised to see her return so quickly. Zixi helped Xinya home, using the excuse that the square was too noisy. On the way, I explained Theklan leader's scheme to him. Xinya is very angry. Tomorrow, I will go Andreessen with the clan leader. Zixi shook her head. No need, Fengshan just agreed to me. They will take over from Huya. I said it too. If the clan leader schemes against me again, I am leaving the cat tribe. Will you be willing to leave with me then? After a few days of getting along, she genuinely quite likes Xinya. You are my wife. Wherever you go, oh there. His answer was without any hesitation. Zixi did not hide her happiness. As the two spoke, they slowly made their way back to their own cave. Zixi helped Xinya tourist on the stone bed. Go start a fire and roast the venison yourself. She lightly tapped on the withered grass a few times. The dry grass was ignited. Her eyes curved into happy crescents as she giggled. Xinya saw how happy she was. Feels like trading a lion's golden hide for a flint. It's quite a good deal. Zixi placed a very thin stone slab over the fire. Place the cut meat pieces on the stone slab and pan fry until golden brown. Then use fruit like orangesto squeeze out the juice, dripping onto the meat. Using homemade wooden blocks to pick up the meat slices and feed them to Xinya. Xinya is used to eating raw food. There was no such food that had been burned and changed color. Have any expectations? but looking at Zixie's expectant eyes. Still, as if compelled by some supernatural force, he opened his mouth and accepted it. To his surprise, the food enters the mouth. The overflowing aroma made him fall in love with it instantly. Zixie noticed his relaxed brow and eyes. Smiling, he asked if it was delicious. Xinya stared at the cooked meat and nodded repeatedly. Surprised that meat that has been burned by fire could be so delicious. Zixie also put a piece into her own mouth, chewed it a few times, then squinted contentedly. Oh, so touching. She hasn't had a proper cooked meal in a long time. The grilled meat, dip it in sauce, enters the mouth. It's like setting a fireworks on the taste buds. It was so delicious she almost swallowed her tongue. The two of them ate while they grilled. Very harmonious. Zixie patted her full belly contentedly after eating too much. At the same time, the clan leader's family let Zixie go due to the mountain closure, and the quarrel became so intense that it was impossible to disentangle. The clan leader accused Feng Shan, believed that Zixie, the holy female, forming a partnership with them can make Feng Shan the clan leader. The child you gave birth to. Talent will also be better. Feng Shan expressed that Zixie does not like them, and they have decided to form an alliance with Huya. It is believed that Zixie's wishes should be respected. Otherwise, forcing her to leave Thikat tribe would only result in a loss. Although the clan leader was unwilling, he was also afraid of offending her. I could only suppress my anger. The next day, Zixie received it. Fengshan and Fenju have already formed a partnership with Huya. But Zixie is very clear. The clan leader would never let go of her, this baby-making machine. So this cat tribe is not a place for the long term. Wait for the blood sacrifice to pass. She tried to find a way to leave. The weather is getting colder and colder. Zixie took the bamboo basket and the stone basin. Get ready before Theater's surface freezes over. Catch more fish to store for later. Pick up the toolsan, prepare to leave. I noticed Xinya had already walked over, taking the stone basin from her hands. At this time of year, the beasts will come down the mountain to forage for food. Unsafe. I'll be with you. She noticed that Xinya's leg seemed more agile than yesterday. I was extremely surprised. Are you already recovered then? Xinya looked at her open-mouthed expression of surprise. The corners of the mouth curled into a faint arc. The ORCs have strong regenerative abilities. I wasn't seriously injured to begin with. I ate unicorn meat yesterday. It is also helpful for my injury. So amazing. Changing it would be as taxing on a person as the 100 days needed to recover from an injury to the muscles and bones. It's already good enough if there are no lasting effects. It's only been a day, and he's almost fully recovered. No wonder he's such a wildly imaginative beastman. The two of them arrived at the small stream. Zixie is directing on the shore. Xinya is grabbing in the water. The two of them coordinated like this. Soon, they scooped up a full plate of fish and shrimp. The two of them walked and talked as they went. Back outside the cave, Zixie's cheerful voice came to an abrupt halt. She stared at the uninvitigist, who had appeared in her cave. How did you end up here? Xinya changed into a more magnificent set of fur clothing. The colorful feathers are gone from the hair. Yet there was an additional bone hairpin. Xinya and Zixie walked in. He sat casually as if were in his own home. You know how to use flint. He raised his hand and pointed at the small grass rack that was temporarily set up nearby yesterday. But no one answered him. Xinya shielded Zixie behind him. What are you here for? Xinya's actions were seen by Xinya. The corners of Themith curved upward. He didn't answer him, but looked towards the half-off Zixie's face peeking out from behind him. Little female, Azessi a low-grade talent. Not yet married. I heard you only have Exony as your beast husband. He and I are quite fated to meet. Why not make him your beast husband as well? What do you think? In the beast world, the value of a female beastkin lies in their fertility. The value of male orcs lies in their combat prowess. Purple, blue, cyan, green, yellow, orange, red. Purple tier beastmen have the lowest rank. The red steppe is a legendary essence spoken of in the super tribe. Like small tribesuck as the cat clan, there is almost no talent above the blue rank. After all these years, Onlyon green tier Shinya has emerged. Also because he was injured, his talent was destroyed. And the strength the Huang rank. It can indeed Makini Chinese person. The heartbeat of a female in a small tribe. They wouldn't even hesitate to agree. Shinya's hand, hanging by her side, clenched into a fist. Shinya, this is a matter between us. Don't drag Zixi into this. His nervous anger made Zinni find it even more amusing. The little female is so pretty and adorable. I actually want to form a partnership too. Little female, how about I become your beast husband? The scene fell into a momentary silence. Between two males, there was an added sense of danger, as if swords were drawn and bows bent. Zixi's voice quickly broke the silence. Not that great. My beast husband willingly be the one I love. Great. Not only do I not like your type. It's quite annoying. Shinya's provocative smile at the corner of her mouth instantly froze. He was actually gesturing to provoke Shinya. I didn't expect them to get angry. Yet, I never thought Zixi would refuse. After all these years, wherever he went, he was always surrounded by females in the tribe. All females are very fond of him. It's the first time I've heard a female say she hates herself. He was so angry that he laughed. Looked away from Shinya's face. It landed on the face of Zixi, who was next to him. At first, Zixi thought would be angry. Just as I was about to mock him a few more times. As it turned out, he didn't play by the rules. She immediately turned around, picked up a small box, and handed it to her. That might be a misunderstanding you have about me. No rush, I still need to stay in the cat tribe for 10 days. You can take your time to get to know. As I spoke, I opened the box. The attitude has become very shady. All of these are from large-scale forums. Exchanged with the super tribe. This thing is very interesting. You will like it. Zixi didn't even look at what was inside the box. It's obvious at a glance that there's no interest at all. Shinya wasn't angry either. Directly replace her. Reaching inside, he pulled out a wooden bird. Zixi unconsciously glanced over. Found that the bird did quite well. Not only in shape, but also colored. Shinya had been observing its reaction all along. Other females see these interesting gadgets. My eyes lit up long ago. And Zixi just glanced at it indifferently. The gaze didn't linger for too long. Shinya extended one finger, poked the bird society. The bird suddenly opened its mouth. A string of beautiful music is emitted. Zixi's eyes revealed a hint of surprise. She originally thought it was just a wooden carving. I never expected theurks in this world. And there's such a clever little touch. Unexpectedly, it was by handcraft. It can make something like a music box. But it was merely a surprise, nothing more. As a modern person, there's no thing she hasn't seen. Shinya saw that she only glanced in surprise, and then, just not in the mood. His brows couldn't help but furrow. He reached into the box again and took out another object. This is the flower bomb most favored by the females of the Golden Lion tribe. It feels very smooth and smells very fragrant when applied on the face by females. Zixi did not stop him from speaking. It was through him that I came to understand more about this world. It turns out that outside the cat tribe, those large tribes do not seem to be entirely primitive societies. The ORCs over there, already pursuing spiritual enjoyment. Because Zixi didn't interrupt him, Shinya became more and more radiant as she spoke. And Shinya, who was beside them, pursed her lips. The lips did not make a sound. Shinya was actually very nervous. He clearly knows that females really like these things. He wants to drive Shinya away. Cannot make decisions for Zixi either. A clueless voice suddenly spoke without any fluctuation. Alright, I'm tired of listening. That's all for today. Go away. This made Xinya's rising tone drop right down. What did you say? Your introduction was quite good, but I'm not interested in these things. Take it away. Until hearing Zixie's words, Xinya finally spoke up, touching Xinya. Take your things and leave. Xinya felt that she had shown sufficient sincerity. The stuff he brought today. It can be exchanged for supplies to sustain 20 ORCs through the winter. I never expected the little female to be so touching without a moment's hesitation. A trace of gloom appeared in his eyes. Then it abruptly vanished. He let out a light laugh from his nose. Since you don't like these, tomorrow among the things I send off, there will always be something you like. Zixie was just about to say. No need. Xinya had our Didakan long strides and walked out. Zixie watched him walk far away. Can't help but mutter. What exactly is the grudge between you and him? He actually intended to use a vicious method to upset you. She doesn't believe in love at first sight. This is the beast world's female. The most important thing is fertility. The clan leader issued an order. Do not let anyone know Thatch is the holy matriarch. Disclosed to outsiders. Judging from Xinya's attitude, he did not know that Hugh is the holy matriarch. My interest in myself stems entirely from my feud with Xinya. This person is all suit of their mind. Has a grudge with Xinya. I will be tied to him for Alafi time, sharing everything together. A wife said. She really couldn't understand how this person's mind worked. Xinya's expression suddenly became a bit strange. Opened his mouth. Seems to be holding something back. Can't I say it? Seeing him like this, Zixie asked this even though she already knew the answer. But every gossip cell in Mibity is burning with excitement. Xinya looked at her, blinking her eyes, looking extremely curious, shaking his head with a smile. There's nothing that can't be said. The shame is on him. Zixie became even more curious. A few years ago, while I was hunting at Fanchinen, the canine tribe's territory, discovered Xinya, who was severely injured and could no longer maintain human form. At that moment, a female beast was lying beside him ready to mate. Zixie nearly choked in her own saliva. Beastmen never classify themselves as beasts. In their view, beasts are low-level creatures. Is it food? She could almost imagine Exene's breakdown at that time. I really couldn't hold back. Haha, laughed out loud. Zixie immediately understood Thekaus and effect of their grudge. It turns out Xinyu is his savior. But this lifesaver. Once again, he was caught at his most embarrassing and humiliating moment. That's why Xinya's attitude towards Xinya is so awkward. She said if it's really some major grudge, Xinya now has absolutely no ability to fight back. Xinya could take his life as easily as turning over her hand. You saved him. He is targeting you everywhere. He's really a despicable person. Zixie caught Xinya and gave him a good scolding. Little did they know, that male, who is not a decent person, hasn't actually gone far yet. Xinya was upset. I wish that females would always come to him on their own initiative. Never been so thoroughly defeated before. But don't think that this will make him give up. So the next day, Zixie and Xinyu were barbecuing when Xinya is here again. Without another word, he sat down directly on the stone bench beside the two of them. Is this flame-grilled meat? Xinya stared curiously at the stone slab. Then hold on to Zixie's wrist. Hat is holding the meat. The next second, that piece fully coated in sauce, the piece of meat that should have ended up in her mouth went into Xinya's mouth instead. Chewed a couple of times. Xinya's eyes widened in surprise. It's delicious. Zixie. Hey, of course, it's delicious. The taste buds of Theserks are barely developed. The rich and flavorful barbecue was like opening a door to a whole new world for him. After eating one piece, it's still not enough. He picked up the wooden chopsticks nearby and imitated Zixie's way of doing it. Go to get some meat. Zixie blocked it with her chopsticks. What are you doing? I want to eat it myself. Go home and do it. You can't even spare 2 pieces of meat for me to eat. Look how well I treat you. As he spoke, he picked up another small box and opened it. Inside, there are various types of jerky. There are also colorful stones that look like gemstones. Here, these are for you. I only eat a few pieces of meat. Zixie is no pushover. She couldn't accept what he gave her for free. After all, the other party has impure intentions. But he wants to use it to exchange for meat to eat. She absolutely agrees. Really, just a few slices of meat. Xinya put a piece of meat into her mouth. Just finished laughing and then started acting spoiled with her. During my time in the cat tribe, I have to eat this meat with every meal. You're quite the dreamer. Zixie glanced at the things inside the box. If you bring your own meat, I can consider it. There's nothing she can do. She's just too broke right now. Such a sucker is just asking to be ripped off. He brought meat so that Xinya could eat a bit more as well. This deal looks absolutely worthy no matter how you look at it. Her little chemezer as clear as day. Xinya snorted lightly, with a hint of gritted teeth. Deal done. After saying that, he even more unceremoniously picked up his chopsticks and went straight for the meat. At this moment, there was movement at the cave entrance. Only 4 malarichous men were seen, carrying a giant prey. Come over this way. The male Ebony at the forefront put down the prey, reaching out and placing a hand on his own chest, staring at her with piercing eyes. Zixie, little female. We are the beast husband chosen for you by the clan leader. From now on, we will take good care of you. The inquiry in Zixie's eyes immediately turned into fury. That old bastard always gives her a hard time. She just had to come in stir up her life. The 2 sons weren't sent away. Now, 4 more have been selected for her. You all go back. I don't need any other beast husbands. Her voice carried a clear tone of displeasure. Can't even be bothered to look at them anymore. Ebony took a step forward. Rugged features carried the confidence of a tribal leader. Xinya can't protect you. The long winter season. Without a strong male to protect and take care of your body, the body cannot last until the next warm season. Xinya has already put down her chopsticks, looking on with amusement. Look at those males. And looked towards Zixie again. Xinya's hand, gripping the chopsticks, tightened. He knew that Ebony's words were correct. Zixie will also have other beast husbands sooner or later. But he clearly understands. All of this has to be decided by Zixie. Everyone seems to be waiting for Zixie to speak up. All eyes were on her. Zixie looked up towards the ebony sky. Attitude is straightforward. Xinya will take good care of me. Go back, Ebony frowned. I thought this matter would proceed without any complications. The 4 of them are definitely capable of becoming the sacred female's beast talismans. After all, Ethan Somione is unattractive as Xinya, and also a male whose settlement was destroyed. Zixie has already formed a partnership with him. He is better thanks Cine in every way. So he still can't quite accept it. Little female, am stranger than Xinya. Stop, this is only temporary. Xinya will eventually recover and become stronger than you. Her beast husband. No one can slander others in front of her. The situation reached a stalemate. At this very moment, Huya charged in. Ebony, why are you here? You clearly said you will be my beast husband. When we were tying the note earlier, you said to wait a moment. So you wanted to be Zixie's beast husband. Ebony didn't expect Huya to appear suddenly either. That made him a bit flustered. Like Fengshen Fenju, they have known since they were young. Huya is the most fertile female in the tribe. In the past, he was also like other males. Always uses every means to please Huya. I hope to become one of her beast husbands. But since Zixie took the fertility test, after being identified as the sacred female, Ebony was shaken. Zixi is the divine matriarch. This means that partnering with him not only eliminates the worry of getting pregnant, it can even give birth to offspring with extraordinary talents. No male can resist such temptation. In the end, he still decided to become the beast husband of the holy matriarch. Huya's anger surged. She directly reassured it and pushed him. Say it. Why did you show up at Zixi's? Does the cave also want to be her beast husband? Yeah, this is the clan leader's order. The few of us were indeed chosen by the clan leader. From now on, we are Zixi's beast husbands. Zixi raised her hand to stop them. You two can argue all you want. Don't drag me into this. What you do is none of my business. After saying that, she continued grilling her own meat. Xinya breathed a sigh of relief. As long as Zixi doesn't agree, the clan leader cannot force a sacred female. Who would have thought Thayuya would hear Zixi's words? The anger in my heart grew even stronger. Zixi, you snatched away each and every one of my beast husbands. You think you're so clever, don't you? Zixi couldn't even be bothered to look at her. If you have a problem with your brain, you can have the tribal shaman take a look for you. Ebony also reassured it to grab Huya. Yeah, you already have many beast husbands. Zixi has only Xinya her beast husband. Xinya was also injured and lost his talent. We will stay behind to take care of Zixi. She can safely get through this winter. Huya flung his hand away. Don't you lie to me. You just have a crush on Zixi. Because she is holy. Tiger Tooth. Xinya promptly interrupted and cut off Huya's words. Xinya is sitting on the side watching the show. I faintly heard a word, but unfortunately, I didn't hear it clearly. He looked at Huya and then turned his gaze to Zixi diagonally across from him. Ebony grabbed Huya and dragged her out. Yaya, let's go outside and talk. Zixi continues to eat barbecue. I have no interest in watching this farce any longer. Seeing Xinya's displeased expression, she picked up a piece of meat and fed it to his mouth. Open your mouth. Xinya looked up and saw that her expression had finally softened a bit. Open your mouth and obediently eat the piece of meat she feeds to you. Xinya watched that woe of them interact. The corner of his mouth curled into a cold smirk. Then put down the chopsticks. Arms crossed in front of the chest. Looking at the two people. Xinya, you tell me. Just now, so urgently interrupted that little female's words. Is it that you don't want me to hear something? You're just an outsider. What does the affairs of Thame and race have to do with you? They can go out see if they want to argue. Do not disturb Zixa while she's eating. Xinya's tone was calm. His expression did not change at all. Xinya's gaze swept back and forth across his face. I didn't notice anything suspicious, but something felt off inside. Zixi, on the other hand, was focused on eating the meat and didn't look at him. I'm full. After saying that, he stood up and walked out, but I hadn't taken 2 steps. Stopped by Zixi. Remember to deliver the meat. Xinya was so angry she laughed. This little female can't see his other values. Only those few pieces of meat. Alright, I'll send it to you. This time, he walked straight out of the cave without even turning his head. Xinya came out. Just saw Huya stopping that male called Wumu. They were a bit too far apart, so she couldn't make out what they were saying. After the two of them had been arguing back and forth for a long time, the male broke free with a jerk, turned around and strode away. Huya stood there going crazy. He yelled at the back of Ebony's retreating figure. Xinya crossed her arms in front of her chest, slowly pacing closer. Tiger Tooth. As soon as I turned my head, I saw Xinya walking up behind me. She quickly composed herself. I don't want to let myself become a pitiful sight. Seen by another male. Captain Xinya, when did you arrive? She felt a bit guilty inside. Just now, it seemed like Sumiona mentioned Zixi's fertility. I don't know if heard it or not. She didn't want him to know that Zixi was the holy matriarch either. She knows that no male can resist the temptation of the holy female. If we let this caravan leader find out again, then what if he become Mexixi's beast husband? From now on, Zixa will lack nothing. Moreover, she will always one step ahead of her. A gust of wind came, just happened to catch a good show. Xinya spoke with a faint, ambiguous smile. Wy widened her eyes, feeling a bit guilty inside. Worried that he heard it, Xinya stepped closer to her step by step. You are such a cutie and pretty little female. There should be many powerful ORCs who admire and are willing to protect you. I want to know. Your cat, clan leader. Why should they be mad into pathetic beast husbands? Should I be protecting you more instead? Huya, the more I listen, the angrier I get. Isn't it all because Sexixi was born? I just said half of it. Huya reacted. Immediately raised a hand to cover my mouth. What the hell Ixanai asking again? Huya was startled, frantically looking for Buna. That was the clan leader's decision. I don't know either. As she said this, she wanted to leave. Xinya stepped sideways to block her path. Is that really not known? Still don't want me to know. Huya's eyes grew even more panicked. I didn't not want you to know. Xinya's mouth twitched. Since there's nothing you don't want me to know, tell me what you know. How dare Huya tell him? If the clan leader finds out, she will definitely be sent to the female dungeon. She quickly reissued to push Xinya away, turned around and ran. Xinya is just trying it out. Don't expect to know the answer right away. However, Huya's actions were also indirectly telling her. The feline tribe is hiding something. Still about Zixi's secret. After going back, Huya took out Hissinger on Fengshan Fenju. They had to go out in the middle of the night to catch the dangerous snow leopard. Fengshan is clear. Yaya felt a pang in her heart regarding the fact that they almost became Shishi's beast husband. I've been very angry all along. I just don't know what exactly happened today. Angering her is what caused Dare to take it out on them. I had no choice but to take my younger brother hunting up the mountain under the cover of night. Zixi didn't know. Huya took out his anger on Thefeng Shan brothers by banning them. It's just that she knew it was none of her business anyway. Wumu came again after that day. Zixi's cold attitude really turned me off. There have been no further occurrence for the time being. Several days passed in a row. Xinya does come every day. Zixi used the meat he brought to nourish Xinya's body. After Xinya's body had fully recovered, the body has also gained some weight. He looks more robust. And Zixi's stomach. And as time goes on, it grows bigger and bigger. She habitually covers herself with animal hides. Although it's not very obvious. But sometimes actions can be hindered. If you want to squat down, it will be very difficult. That day, Xinya went up the mountain to chop firewood. Zixi was about to boil some water to drink. The animal hide curtain was then lifted. Xinya strode in. He acted as if it were his own home. He casually and unabashedly sat down in the stone bench in front of Zixi. What are you doing so early today? There are at least 2 hours left until mealtime. This person is being a bit too enthusiastic today. Zixi leaned sideways and threw branches under the stove. Because the belly is bulging, her movements are a bit stiff and not very agile. Is Xinya not here? He'll be back in a moment. Something came up. As soon as the words were spoken, Xinya suddenly moved closer. That unremarkable face suddenly zoomed in right in front of Zixi. She gave her a fright. Immediately reached out and pushed his face away. What are you doing? You're in my way. I can't even be bothered to take another look at him. Continue a dingforwood under the stove. Sister Luo had asthma on her face. As usual, flirting with other females. I am leaving Thekat tribe today. Don't you feel even a little bit reluctant? Zixi pouted. The disgust on the face was completely unconcealed. Why should I be reluctant? I can't wait for you to leave. You always snatch me grilled meat. Sister Luo's smile stiffened for a moment on her face. The corners of the eyebrows are still tinged with anger. Can't you ever say anythingness with that mouth of yours? I'm sorry to you. I can't say it. Xinya really encountered such a female for the first time. No matter what he does. She acted as if she couldn't see anything at all. When facing Xinya, a gentle smile covers the entire face. When I turned my head to look at him, that gentleness and smile vanished in an instant, as if they really despise him. You can say it to Xinya. Zixi looked at him with an expression that said, "What an idiot. He is my beast husband. Can you be like him? At least I'm better looking than him." Xinya was not convinced. He was realizing for the first time that a man's face actually mattered. This remark made Zixi Uniblito hold back her laughter. "Put down the branch. Why don't you go take a look at your reflection in the river behind the mountain? Your utterly unremarkable face. How dare you say it looks better than Xinya?" Xinya's mouth twitched at the corner. Before he got injured, he was good looking. But now that half of the face is as ugly as a beast. You still think he's better looking than me? Of course. Her immediate answer made Xini absolutely furious. Zixi had already ignored him and continued to light the fire. After she had buzzed herself for a while, noticing Xinya was still standing in place without moving. Not planning to barbecue right now. Standing here won't help. After saying that, Xenia beside her didn't make a sound. This is clearly a bit unusual. So Zixi turned around and looked at him suspiciously. It was only then that I realized. Xinya's gaze remained fixed on her own lower abdomen. Zixi also immediately lowered her head. Beneath the loose covering of animal hides, the slightly protruding belly is actually not very noticeable. I'm a bit sleepy. Planning to take a nap. If you have nothing to do, you should leave quickly. She has always been unkind to Xinya. Kicking people out is also very direct. Xinya suddenly moved closer, almost pinned her against the stone wall. Zixi's face immediately fell. "Xinya, what are you trying to do?" Xinya did not look at her face. Her eyes remained fixed on her abdomen. Slowly reaching out a hand. With a loud smack, a slap swatted the back off his hand, knocking it away. He reached his hand toward the abdomen. If it weren't for seeing him deliver meat every day, Xinya can eat more to nourish her health. She can't be bothered to deal with this male. "You're pregnant." Xinya said it outright. After speaking, he then rested his gaze on her lower abdomen, falling onto her face. This remark made Zix instinctively touch her stomach. How did Xinya find out? Xinya seemed to fade from her face. I could see what she was thinking. Just when you turned sideways and bent over. I saw it. At first glance, I thought he was seeing things. Stared at it for quite a while. Then I noticed the little female's belly was actually bulging out a bit. When standing up, the animal hide covering it is not obvious. However, once the animal hide is moved, the tightening becomes very obvious. If they see it, it's not like it's yours. What's all the excitement about? Zixi gave him a dirty look. You're a useless bitch. You tell me. Why did you get pregnant? Because of Xinya. He just arrived at the cat tribe. He had already found out everything about Zixi. Understood? Huya. She is the most fertile among the young females. And Zixi, due to low fertility, only then would they form a partnership with a useless beast like Xinya. If all of this is true, then why hasn't Huya, with her excellent fertility, gotten pregnant? And yet, this Zixidus become pregnant. And also those few who were driven away by Zixi the other day, still somewhat capable for a male. The leader of the cat clan, not putting the powerful male, allocating reproductive Lissiro females, they need them to give if it's a beast husband. And this Fitz is now pregnant. Xinya feels there must be some connection in all this. He just didn't know. His gaze was different from his usual carefree and frivolous demeanor. Very aggressive. Zixi raised her hand. Just push his head away. What are you doing so close to me? Step back for now. As she said this, she stepped aside to keep her distance from him. Xinya did not approach this time. Just stand there and watch her. Alright, then you tell me. How could Fitz get pregnant right after coming of age? That's my business. What does it have to do with you? You are not even 1-0 for Cat Tribe's beastman. Isn't this a bit too much to meddle in? Xinya stared at her face. As I watched, it suddenly started to laugh. What's so great about the little female cat tribe? Not having enough to eat or wear. Living in such a cold and lifeless stone cave. The beast husband is still Ozless creature ugly as a demon. Zixi crossed her arms. Raising an eyebrow, a cold glint flickered in his eyes. So come with me. I'll take you to the large tribe. There you can wear fine linen. Eat all kinds of delicious food. And a comfortable house. Zixi directly cut him off. You really look like a human trafficker who abducts women and children. Xinya heard every single word she said clearly. But I simply don't understand what she means. What did you say? I'm telling you, hurry up and leave. I'm not going anywhere. And even if I have to leave the cat tribe, not at this moment, nor will I ever associate this ill-intentioned hung. Let's go together. She certainly doesn't want to be the one who gets betrayed, and still helps count the money. The fool, who even helps count the money. What's so great about the cat tribe? The world outside is something you've never seen. Many tribes are both large and beautiful. She is someone who traveled through time from the technological era. Haven't seen it all before? How could I be so easily swayed by his few words? Just save your energy to deceive other females. As she spoke, she felt a bit drowsy, covering the mouth with a hand while yawning. Xinya was completely linered by her. I must be really angry inside, yet unable to vent it. This was his first time. I can't figure out what a young woman is thinking at all. She really seems to be into him. I am not interested in him or anything he possesses. What a strange and headache-inducing female. At that very moment, he truly had the thought of taking her away. Xinya's gaze darkened. Turning around, he lifted the animalhide curtain and walked out of the cave. Their temporary residencies not far from Zixi's place, next to the cat tribe's female cave. At this moment, the ORCs in the merchant caravan were already sorting things out. All items have been boxed up. He called over 2 males. Tonight, not at Zixi, alone in the cave. This is the best opportunity to abduct her. Although he is not yet clear about it now. What secrets are Wreath Cat clan hiding? But Zixi is absolutely not your ordinary useless piece of junk. Xinya took the 2 males and avided the areas where the ORCs were gathered. Pointing at Zixi's cave, he whispered instructions. Go to that cave. Carry the little female out. Quietly exit from the back mountain. Remember not to let her get hurt.